What's up, guys? How we doing? Can you hear me all right? So, so how long we got until news? So 6 minutes until news. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's have a look. Satnin, mate. So at the moment, just gonna sit patient for news at 8:30. Yeah, dude, like London was absolutely beastie this morning, right? High time frame POI. This is where we went long. Drove it all the way back up into a discount. Little unmitigated range up on this high, up inside our X levels on the 15. And then we traded the H1 to M5 model back up to mitigation. So traded this range this morning, caught that range, and then caught that range. So I'm in no hurry to trade on this news at the moment. But I'd like to see higher prices. And the reason for that is we have still have this divergence up on this high, which is all the way up at 237, which I'd like to see go. But I'm conscious that we even have a 15 to, we have the 15 to 1 down on this low. All right, this little 1 minute BISI on this low. So I'm open for it to come back and just wick into that on news. So at night, I'm just going to sit patient, wait to see what plays out for unemployment claims. As you know, red pillars, we have a model for CPI and PPI. There is not a model which I've developed for unemployment claims. So you either want to be still holding your position from this 5 minute BISI fill if you were looking to drive out this high, which would be now a lamb to slaughter, right? So we were in down here, scaling out above our liquidity pools, up into mitigation. Now this would be lamb to slaughter, offset accumulation for the potential for a rip on data. And you'd have your lamb to slaughter below this low still. But it would be a lamb to slaughter. There is absolutely no secondary entry to be taken in here on news. None. Zero. Zero. So if it takes out your lamb to slaughter, it takes out your lamb to slaughter. It doesn't matter. You're already paid. But I'd anticipate us to move up into the highs. But I'm open for them running this low and getting back up into this little BISI on the low. So at the moment, I'm just going to wait to see where they throw us for news, which is unemployment claims in 3 minutes. in 3 minutes, which would take you down to 72 would be the 15 to 1 model, right? So we have this sweep, this pullback back above, sell side, leaves open this rejection block on the low for a 1 minute busy inside an inefficiently delivered range. So the only busy that is left on the 1 minute down here is this little one down here at 72. So that is the only thing for me I'd look at. If we start carving through this low, I'd be sitting patient and waiting for the open, see where we're at closest to the open. So how long we got? So we got 2 minutes. So I'm currently flat. I was in here, scaled out, so I flattened my position. I actually went just below mitigation. I didn't want to leave 100 points on the table, so I took it just before. But I've scaled out to out here. Originally in down here, scaled out, parlayed in, scaled out. My final position's in here. So just gonna sit and wait. So unemployment claims in 2 minutes. Got that little bag marked, which would be this little bissy down on this low, this little 1 minute bissy. But you know, red pillars, you'll know what to look for if we get down there. If you'll notice with, let's have a look at ES. See what ES is up to. Get rid of these. So yeah, that was delayed SMT up on this little low here, so I'm not too worried about that. If you were still holding your position, you wouldn't be too worried about that. But alright, there's these. You little shite. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Ah. Anyone else miss their entry by a couple of points? Yes, sir. If you're looking for a secondary entry, so you'd essentially be holding this now to come drive out the highs. Did you get in on it, Andy? Did you go slightly early? Yeah, we just not. The fact that it's left it open is keeping me out chasing it. You wanted the bag, yeah. So 100 points missed by 6 points. Pardon me. So you know what I'm going to say in terms of where we are right now, right? Where does it sit right now? On your higher time frame, where do we sit? Right, between the 262s, exactly. So that's why there's absolutely no need to sit here trying to chase price. If you missed your entry down here, you missed your entry. It is what it is. Suck it up. But I'm looking for price to come and drive out this high up here on NQ, which is up at 236. And then that would be the day concluded. Let's get rid of these. These are from this morning's trade. Ay. Inside bread pill. So anything inside of here for me is liquidity, right? So there's nothing to trade. So have a look at ES. Did ES do a 15? I think ES fulfilled the 15-1. Go on ES, get some. Typical.
I missed it.
So you're 1 min. So if you go onto your 15-second in here, you've broken on the 15 seconds. You've always got to ask yourself where you're coming back to. I never use a data wick. Or if you're looking at that as like your 1 minute. You got a hot mic, somebody. So it's that if you're in the if you manage to get in your trade, it's your divergence that you're looking up at 235 is your long-term draw. So this high here is sus, right? We've got ES that's driving through this high. So again, this is basically a 15 to 1 model. Looking to go and drive out the high at 237. I personally missed my aggressive entry by 6 points this morning on data. Go on, baby. Go on, baby. Get some. Oosh, indeed. It's what we do. So drop down to the 5, let's see what we're working with. So it's actually still your 5 on here. See how this 5 minute count. Oh, do just close up that. No, so you might get a pullback here back into a discount. Into a premium, sorry, on the 5. Close above it there. So you've now got a new DR. So again, same principle, you're just holding runners to take out this high up at 236 if you're still in that trade. Especially if you're still in from the H1 to M5 and you had you opened up your stop to allow for a 15 to 1. It's basically this high is the first objective right here. 236. And then beyond that you're going up for the I think it's 300. Yeah. Whole cycle 300. So this hourly highs is what's going to go. So 3.5. If you're not in on this trade long already, you just have to let this one ride. You're not in it, right? There's absolutely no point in chasing price here. So currently looking to see if it wants to hold this SIBI. Right, inside the X levels on the 15, so going outside the premium side on the 15-minute DR, just to go and run out this high. So you, remember we talk about expected range, right? Anticipated range. So if you have an anticipated range and price is above the upper quad of that anticipated range, it's more likely that it's going to go and stab up for its target than it is going to go and carve and start looking for sell side. So these are the kind of, you know, hallmarks I'd be looking for as if I was in this trade for price continuation, right? This is what I'd be looking for price just to go and stab up in to take this high out. in terms of trade management, right? what we're after. This high up here, up at 2356. That's where you terminate. So if you're this would be a high risk little scalp, right? If you were trading this outside of this CIBI, using the X levels, going outside the premium before the open, it would be high risk, super high risk. Keep an eye on ES. Wick's doing the damage there, body's telling the story. Go on. Deliver to target, puppy. So for those of you who utilize X levels, coming back down into the discounts, the premium side, this 1 minute DR inside the 15-minute premium. So this little area in here. So I took a long off 93. Wanted to parlay in at 83. Missed my parlay in. Not 83, 81. So almost. So you can either terminate at 36, literally above this high, and hold runners, or you can just collapse your entire trade. It's entirely up to you. There you go. Boom. Nope. So that's me on this little trade for unemployment claims. 93 out to 33. I'm not going to fight over 3 points. I'm still anticipating it to go and take out this high. I'm not going to sit here and fight those 3 points. Sorry. Yes, there it does. Yes. So this would be an example when you can go to your 4. And the 4's a mess. But yes. Could the 4:15 AM and the M15 can be used for 15 to 1? Let's have a look. 4:15. Yeah, exactly. That's what we were talking about this morning, Al. I think you might have just jumped on a little bit late. So we were sat here with talking about an aggressive hyper entry inside of that. So you would have missed it just by a few points, which is what I did, right? So I missed this initial entry. So this is the H1 to M5 model, but below that was your 15 to 1. So anticipating it to wick into that 15 to 1 is what I was looking for. Didn't get it. Stayed patient, and now we're just looking at anticipated range. So this is our expected high to go, right? This divergence up on the high. So we are inside the upper 25% of that expected range. So now we've had the manipulation on data and we're above that 25% of expected range. It's more likely just to go and dive for that liquidity than it is to go and run back for sell side liquidity, right? It's more likely to go and stab up and take this high out. So my trade this morning, there, getting in sync with it, was literally just waiting for a little manipulation on this accumulation. So accumulation, manipulation, distribution using X levels, right? So I went in at 93, which was as the 79 on the 5, right? With confluence with 62 on the 1. Okay, I was going to parlay in at fair value, didn't get there, right? Took it out at 33, anticipating this high to go, but not wanting to sit through a pullback so close to news, right? But if we just break down this price action very, very simply, right here into our higher time frame point of interest, right, into our BISI at fair value on the monthly DR, right, into our higher time frame POI, into the lower quad, right. There was also mitigation on the lower time frames. If you go to your 15-minute, it was mitigation, and it was a BISI fill on the hourly. So this little sweep here, Bosch, and then pulls back up, sets up the conditions for what? As long as this is a valid higher time frame POI, what does that set the conditions up for? If you have the sell side sweep and it closes back above, what does that set you up for? So this is what we initially traded this morning, right? We traded that range inside red pill, right? So that is here, the candle pulling back on after sweep. Yeah, but what does it set up in terms of a mechanical model that you could look at? So if you're witnessing this high time frame POI tagged, and then you have this aggressive displacement, on the hourly it's going to be this candle, isn't it? It's going to be a wick. Exactly, H1 to M5. So we were talking about this morning as well as our secondary entry, which is what we traded, the H1 to M5 model. So looking for a 5-minute BISI inside of a inefficiently delivered range, right? So here's our 5-minute BISI inside of this inefficiently delivered range. Okay, so you've got, with a mechanical entry such as the H1 to M5, you've got to make the decision whether you're going to go in at fair value and scale in, right, up to a BISI fill, but your stop has to go below the 5-minute low, which created that 5-minute candle. So that's your mechanical entry with an H1 to M5. So if you were hyper patient and waited for this fill, I went in slightly early, but allowed it to breathe. Traded micros this morning. Then this is where you'll be looking to get in, right? On the H1 to M5 BISI fill. Your objective is to then go and search for liquidity, because you're taking internal range liquidity, internal, to go and drive out external range liquidity, right? And so you're going to then use your X levels, right? So this is your 15-minute X level, and search for your PD rates for price to respect. So up on this high, we have mitigation, right? It was mitigation up on this high, all right? So then you're coming into all the way back down into that 5-minute after mitigation, back into this for data. So you got to ask yourself the question, okay, well, is this low going to hold? Well, if you're still in this low and your objective is to come out and take this high, which it always has been, right, from this morning, context, right, context, right, you'll know why. Context to come and drive out that high. So we've still got arguments and reasons why price is going to move higher. What can we utilize for price to move higher? Well, it's likely that they're going to want to sweep liquidity. So we can, and if this is our high time frame POI where we're not anticipating price to go below, what do we have in here to frame an entry? Well, we now have a 15 to 1 model, right? So this wick, which closes back above sell side, is exactly the same principle as that H1 to M5, albeit it's now the 15 to 1 model, right? So this is our sell side, sweep, pull back up above sell side, validates this to look for a 1-minute BISI inside of an inefficiently delivered range on the 1 minute. So this is when you drop down to your 1 minute and you go, okay, so inside of that wick on the 15, do I have a BISI inside of a discount to frame an entry on? So this is why we were looking at this as our entry on data. Okay, we missed it by a few points. Who gives a shit, right? That's the cost of precision, and that's the red pill way, right? Hyper precise entries. So okay, we missed it on this occasion by a few points. So how could you then start to frame to look an entry? to frame an entry? Well, sitting patient primarily. If you ever have data, what time frame do you go to? If you're trading around data, what time frame should you go to? 5 second, exactly. So if you go to your 5 second and you look inside this range on the 5 second, you go back to fair value. That would have been a high risk entry. Looking for continuation to come and drive out our high, which is still our objective, which is still not taken, by the way. This high is going to go, in my view. All right. So again, utilizing X levels. So this is now your 5 minute DR, this range. Inside of that, you have your 1 minute DR. Right. So we're anticipating inside of this premium accumulation, manipulation for distribution. Manipulation into what? 70.5 on the premium side. What do we say about when is price going to go? When can you use the premium side of X levels? When do we say you can do that? When can you go out the premium side of a higher time frame dealing range? No, when can you go out the premium side of a higher time frame dealing range? Right, when price is bullish, but what are you looking for? What's the context for that? Right, when price is inside of a buy program, right? And it has context for price to be delivering into the higher time frame POIs. Right? So your higher time frame premiums become, even though they're still risky, but they are what's the word I'm trying to look for? They're more high probable than if you were to try and trade a 5 minute premium when you weren't inside of a buy program, right? So again, same principle here. We've got this 1 minute DR that puts in a new high, and this is exactly why I closed slightly early, for this exact reason. I'm not going to fight over a few points. So price is now broken, well, it's on the 1. What if we come back down to, again, this 5 minute premium? So if you were bullish, anticipating price to come and drive out this high, it's in here you can start looking for your PD rates to support price for continuation, right? But you always want to be mindful of where you sit in terms of time. And what do we have coming up at 9:30? The CME Open. All right, so if you're not already in this holding runners, you just probably want us to be sat still. Pardon me, sorry. Still looking to take out that high at 36. That is still the drawn liquidity. Yeah, 1 second if 2022. Get some. Right, so even, like purely just using X levels, like if you just like scout, if you went in here 70.5, 181, 216, there's 40 handles just in that little range there. Thank you very much. You don't even need to go for this high, right? But just using the principles of X levels to do that. So the only time I ever go outside of X levels on the premium side is if we have a clear buy program that's been triggered and we have the volatility in order to do that, right? So that usually coincides with being around high impact news events. And you have a clear doll, right? You have a clear drawn liquidity, where for me this is a clear drawn liquidity up here, up at 30, 36. So what could you, so red pillars, what can you look at this here as? Right, what do we have? What can you look at this as in terms of our models? What does that look like to you? S&D, exactly. Only entered that trade. No. So my daily goals is well over. So copy trading. So in down here at 91, scaled out all the way up to 86. All the way back in on that H1 to M5, scaling out, getting back in, parlaying in, scaled out to 71, in at 70, out at 06, back at 90, back in at 93, out at 20, out at 33. So those are my trades. Looking for it to get up to take out this high at 36, but I don't have any contracts left. But yeah, absolutely. So S&D, so search and destroy profile. So where would you looking to be? Where would you look to go long in search and destroy profile if you had? Where do you look to go long in search and destroy profile? We'll go over this again and again until it's blue in the face. Until you're blue in the fucking face. Doesn't bother me. 15-minute discount. What are you looking for inside of a 15-minute discount? Right, but what you actually looking for? What do you want to take place? Right, but what is always our bias as a red pill trader? What we're always looking to see. Right, but more importantly, what? Total soup, right? We're looking for a sweep of liquidity inside that discount. Boom, see ya. Okay, so where do we pay ourselves? Inside a premium. You see, right? This is really simple stuff, guys. We go through this all the goddamn time. All the good goddamn time. You're looking for that sweep inside the discount. Bosh, 15-to-1 model. Yeet. Pay yourself in a premium. What are you going to do if you're anticipating price to go out the highs? Hold runners, right? You see how easy it is, right? But if you're getting stuck on a lower time frame, you're just staring at your charts like this, right? You're too narrow-minded. right? You need to, you got the blinkers on, right? You need to open up and look at the wider context of what's actually taking place, okay? What's my opinion on EMAs? If you want to hear me tweak and go off the fucking rails, EMAs are the biggest pile of fucking shit. Any EMA. If you're using VWAP, EMA, fanny flans, back slaps and sack crack shit indicators, you'll never get, you're always going to struggle. Like, just get them off your charts. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You won't see a single EMA or a VWAP or any indicator on my charts ever. I'm purely able to read candles and price action alone, because nobody can tell me that that is not a red candle and that is not a green candle. But if you have some fucking shitty little VWAP, what on earth does that mean? What on earth does that mean? It means nothing. I can tell you now that institutions are not deploying vast sums of money into the markets using a 820 EMA crossover. So if you want my advice, get them off your charts, bin them. They'll put you in more worse trades than good trades. So this is what you need to learn. You need to learn how to get in with institutions at higher time frame points of interest. That's what we do inside of Red Pill. That's how I teach and that's how I trade. Okay, and then we talk about how we enter on these very fucking swing lows, right? The very fucking swing lows. And if you don't believe me, watch any of my videos. We do it all day, every fucking day. Right? So this right here is right in the fucking swing low. The very fucking pivot low is what we do. The very pivot lows. Nothing, you won't, no EMAs, no VWAPs, nada. Right? And then your job is to trade with the institutions. That is what you are doing or want to do, right? You don't trade secondary entry trash. You trade with the institutions at higher time frame points of interest. And there's ways in which you do that. Okay. And here we are. Just looking for this little puppy to take out this goddamn divergence. That's going to be me wrapped up. Pimp your chart. Shall I pimp my chart? Let's see what we get on here. What is an Arun? Whoa, jeez. It's kind of snazzy, isn't it? Oh, what that means. Good luck trading with the Arun. Let me guess, it's to do with a crossover. Anytime there's a fucking crossover, let me guess. If you, let me guess, it's probably, if you're below 50%, you get a crossover, that's bearish. If you're above 50% with a crossover, that's bullish. Some shit like that. Whatever that means. No idea, mate. Not a clue. Come on, take out 36 and we can all go home. Can all go home. My favorite is this. This one's got the old GAN fan. That's what it's all about. This is the fucking. I love this shit. Look at that fucking thing. What is that? What was the other one? Circles. Sometimes the circle one's actually quite legit, but No, not that one. Where's it gone? What were we messing around with the other day? I've forgotten what it was called. Was it an Elliott wave? No, it wasn't an Elliott wave. But yeah, anyway, all of this stuff is trash. All of it, every single bit of it. Just cooked a nice steak meal, Andy, and a bottle of wine, mate. There we go. Bish bash bosh. Thank you very much. You're welcome. There you go. Wham bam, thank you, mate. So if you do have any runners left, you'd be looking to come and take out the whole psych at 19,300. This is a bullish day for the open anyway. Doesn't it feel good to be done before the open? But yeah, Andy, just pretty low key, mate. Obviously it's a school week, so I gave her the presents yesterday, and just cooked a nice meal. You know, a little romantic thing going on. But we're going to do something this weekend instead. So who bagged this morning? Might be heading down south, Andy. Might be heading to Potter's Bar to meet up with a few people. So I hopefully confirm that by later on today. Not sure yet. If not, we'll be staying up here and just going out with people up here for a meal or something. Steve-O. Potter's Bar's in the north, yeah. It's funny. I always find the country split by Birmingham. Birmingham. Watford Gap. Yeah, it's probably right. Depends where you're from. I think if you're based in the north, anything below Manchester or the Birmingham, you're like, if you're from the south or London, it's anything above the Watford Gap, right? Whenever I drive up and down the M6, right, and I go into those sort of petrol stations, I'm always like, where the fuck do you lot live? I just sort of imagine like the middle of the country just be like like a no man's land. You know what I mean? Just like, what do you do? What do you do around here? All west. Where do you live again, Axe? Is it Germany? You're German, right? I always forget. Yeah. So if you're holding positions here, you're just going for the whole set. You're going for 19.3. If you're still in from the lows, if you're in from this, you probably want to be a little bit more cautious. Probably just want to flatten your trade. If you're inside on the premium side on this 5, you probably just want to flatten your trade. With this open. So for me, I'm done today. Daily goals box before the open. So you've had quite a lot of range in the during London. So what does this set context up for? What's this set the context up for? Chop suey, right? So that's one of the unfortunate things. If you can't trade London, you just have to be mindful of what you're walking into. But for us this morning, we traded this for 100 points, this for 80 points. Depending on where you got in, this for 100 points. You know, there's been a lot of movement in this. You know, so just to come on stream just to try and force trades isn't how I trade, right? Because I'm trading with my money as well, right? So I'm here to make you guys money. I'm not here just to be a monkey. Just chat shit for 5 hours. Here's a question. Do you think Northerners consider folks from Birmingham Northerners or Southerners? Ooh. Definitely not. Probably, I don't know, scum. I have no idea. Probably, I'd say Northerners. I'd say Northerners. I think if you don't have a London accent, you're Northern. If you don't have a Southern accent, basically, you're Northern. Yeah, I've heard Ainsley speak. Unfortunately, he's not a Brum. So I'm slightly disappointed. I kind of want him to be like, my name's Ainsley. That's Australian, isn't it? Birmingham. Ainsley. My name's Ainsley. That's what I was hoping for. Dudley's got to be the best accent for me. Dudley. If you've ever heard anyone speak from Dudley, that's an amazing accent. That. I'm from Dudley. Dudley. Unfortunately, I have. Yes, there. Got a splitting headache today. Too much vino tinto. Have you seen what's just come out in the cinema? I don't know if you guys have got it in America, but the new Beetlejuice has just come out. I'm so stoked. I think it's out this weekend. Oh no, not this weekend. It's Wolverine, isn't it? Deadpool 2. Deadpool with Wolverine is this weekend. But Beetlejuice is coming out. Oh, bro, have you seen the trailer for the new Beetlejuice film? Oh, what? You're missing out. They've got the exact same cast, bro. It's exactly the same cast. I don't know how they managed to pull that one off. Look.
When you're all driving carpool and banging your Pilates instructors to fill the empty voids in your life, you see who gets the last laugh.
Yes.
My mom grew up here, that old house on the hill.
Wait, the ghost house? Is your mom Lydia Dietz?
Unfortunately,
She's a legend.
the living, the dead, can they coexist?
Now's my chance.
Ghosts aren't real. Only gullible people believe that kind of crap.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I need you to help me save my daughter. But how do I know that you're gonna keep your word?
I swear on my dead mother's soul. Yes. Bob, you and the boys stand guard. Nobody gets through. Let's go, honey.
White and Rider.
Recognize this post. Never seen that shit before in my life. Or afterlife.
Are we doing this?
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I'm needed upstairs. Bob, hold down the fort. Spill your guts. Who wants to go first?
I think it looks great.
All right, I will.
So I think that's out in September. I think it is. What else is there? Winona Ryder. Have you not seen Stranger Things? Winona Ryder's in that. It's a cool little series if you've not seen it. Pretty nerdy, but it's pretty good. Yeah, I think they got another series of that. Also, that girl from Wednesday's in it. She's the lead. If you've seen Wednesday, it's pretty good. One sec. Oh. Yeah, she's great. I bet you do live your life. Sounds a little bit creepy, but you know, we'll run with it. I like her. Ooh, steady on, live your life. The gothic weird ones. Oh Jesus Christ! All right, it's getting even worse. Wow. So it feels amazing to fulfill the objectives pre-market, right? I literally don't care about any of this. We went the opposite direction, right? What do you not do in here? Potentially, Andy, yeah. I took another scalp at 70.5 on the hourly. 33 to 56. So you got a divergence on that high, right? There's a little bissy fill there. Let's see what we get. So you want to be mindful of that high on the 935 candle. So 68, 68.50, this high. $79 on the H1. So I don't know if any of you just took that out of the Excel's discount on that range on the 15 second. Just looking for 60, yeah, 68, that high. Boom. Easy as you like. So you guys know what you're doing, right? Flip that over. Boom. 79 on the 15. Total suit on the low into the higher time frame point of interest. Rejection block on the H1 at 79% on the hourly. Back inside this 5-minute BISI. The fuck? Alright, so this is an example of it here. So in, scaled out, 33. So back in, take it out to take out that divergence on the high. Alright, so if you look at what took place here, this is setting up your context, right? Boom. What do we talk about on a buy day? What you'd be looking for? So what's the conditions on a buy day that you look for? Right, but what are you looking for first? We spoke about this in Red Pill a few days ago. When you're trading a buy day, what's the steps? What's the process for helping dial in your PDOs? With a buy day, in a buy day schematic, sweep pre 830, boom. Okay, so then what do you do? So if you have your sweep pre 830, now what? So if you could start looking for an entry, yes, we had this bag still open. So if this stopped you out, you would have waited, right? What would you look for? Okay, so you've got your sweep pre 830. What are you looking for on a buy day? A retracement, but where into? No. Right, so remember this, guys. So this is specific to a buy day. Okay, specific to a buy day. So the low, the sweep that happens pre 8:30, not an X level. You can combine it with an X level, right? X levels, i.e., boom. What we're doing: search and destroy profile, premium, discount. If you're bullish, entering inside of a discount to drive out the highs, right? Simple stuff. Don't enter inside of here. Your liquidity. What do we have on this high? Liquidity, divergence in between the 262s, right? Simple stuff. But that's not what you would look for, right? That's part of it, but this is specific to a buy day. So this is not X level, but the low which does the sweep pre 8:30 to wherever that high is before the CME open, you measure that range, and you look for a discount of that range. That's where you're looking to frame your entries. Right, that's specific to a buy day profile. Only on a buy day. Is that clear? Yeah, you can look for your PRA, that's a rejection block, right? You also have this old 5-minute BISI, all right? You also have this point of origin, all right? But you know, combine it with your higher time frame X levels, absolutely, all right? This is to a tick, all right? And work your way down. Rejection block on the hourly, fair value. Rejection block on the 1 minute. Lower quad on this 5-minute BISI, that is the H1 to M5 model, right? All of this is context to support your trade. Okay, then what we're looking for, we're always looking for our trigger. Okay, hello. So now what can we do? We've now had our trigger, what can we do? Right, this high to this low on your 15-second chart. Discount, boom, drive out that high. What are you looking for? What are you looking for in search and destroy? All right, simple stuff. If you don't even want to do that, just take it to the low hanging fruit objective, which is what I took. Right, just took it to this little low hanging fruit objective, 68. Rejection block. Back down at our higher time frame point of interest. Divergence on the high at 45. There's your trigger, by the way. Up to 45. So I was, for me, I was just 20. I was 22 up to 46 there. At the moment, I'm just trading this range to try and get price back up into the highs. But I'm just taking these little 30-point ranges out of here. So whenever there's a divergence on the high, just looking for that divergence. So it just took this. If you go onto your 15-second in here, that's what I was going for. Flipping the 15 over. Your 15-second DR. Measure it. At the moment, it's just bouncing premium discount of that 15. So if you're long, you're going out that discount, taking it into a premium. Every single time we're doing this, these are 20-point. This is a 20-point range. Premium discount, premium discount. You're holding runners to take out the high. If it takes out this low, it's that's fine. I move to the sideline, but I'm already paid, right? In here, paying. Okay, but this is your trigger on this low. This is your 1 minute. So even if you just wanted to take it back into your 1 minute fair value, it takes you into here. Like if you're holding a runner and you want to keep it low, you want to keep it low key. What time is it? going into that scabby price action that we discussed. Just took my runner out there. So the last point of interest for me would be this breakaway gap on the 15 to 1 on NQ. Decoupled at the moment, so this is where you just want to focus on one. So there's 3 minutes left on this candle. It's gonna have to dip down and go pretty quickly. What time are we now? 9:56. No. So that's going to be it for me today on this session, guys. Well over my daily goal. So, little recap on today's session. So today, during London, going off the lower quad on this hourly BISI at 50% of the monthly dealing range. You guys inside of Red Pill will know how to frame your entry on this low, taking price back up to the 15 premium, then utilizing that H1 to M5 model for another 80 odd points. Then data, missed our initial entry, and then going outside of a premium to take this range up to our target, which is 36. And then I took this scalp to kind of take this divergence on this high from this BISI, and then 79 on the hourly. Scalped this little range for 20 points, and then just took a little tiny little 3-point L on that bounce on that little breakaway gap. So that's going to be it for me today on YouTube and on TikTok. I'll catch you all on the next stream. Take it easy, guys. Hope you bagged this morning, or if not, you learned something. All right, guys, take it easy.